Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, a D&D podcast set in the world of Fierlor. Any plugs other than the usual? It is the 11th of October. The usual is share the podcast if you can. Or share the podcast. You're watching it, you're enjoying it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be with us at this point. Share it, so we can reach more people and make more of this lovely stuff for you. Because that's how podcasts grow. If you want to support us a bit more financially, we do have the Redbubble and the Patreon for merch and notes and homebrew, respectively. It is also the month of our lovely Ed's birthday coming up.
It's my birthday. Donate to my Patreon. just cause you can. Just for fun.
Yeah.
Give me money for fun.
Anyway. Unless anyone else has something else to add to all of that, let us jump on into another episode of Wyverns and Weirdos. So, where we last left off, the party explored the lair of Dread Magister Kira Embrun, particularly discovering that there was this anti-gravity corridor that sort of functioned as a central waypoint. They went to one of the more active doors, or actively used doors, and discovered a massive mechanical automaton. Meanwhile, Bertie and Caius were in the entrance room, keeping guard, while Sam, Ross, Neumann, and Anya inspected the Colossus automaton. And Neumann and Anya were in the process of disabling elements of it, successfully disabling what appeared to be some sort of power burst energy repulsor of some kind in the right arm. Successfully disabling that. Ross and Sam were in the process of searching the room a bit more thoroughly when everyone heard, except for Sam, I guess, because he doesn't have an earring, this cry for help from Caius over the earrings. We're going to jump back a little bit, and then we're going to jump back a little bit further. But the first jump back point is to Ross and Sam on the ground doing their search while Neumann and Anya are working on the mech.
Okay, well, I assume they would have done kind of a sweep of the room to see if there was anything vaguely phylactery shaped in there, or an indicator in there of where a mechanical phylactery phylactery replacement would be.
Yeah, so
if not,
so either one of you roll investigation with advantage, or both of you roll an investigation check as you search.
If I might volunteer, probably because Sam's still got the detect magic thing up. He's concentrating on that. He'd probably be trying to assist Ross with at least that way, I suppose. Yep. Otherwise, he'd be searching separately.
Okay. So Ross, advantage, investigation check.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You search high and low. you find no hint of a phylactery. There are, you kind of get the, as you search, you kind of get this feeling that maybe this colossus was almost the way, almost the way to, the colossus is essentially Kira's way of avoiding the need for a phylactery. So rather than being a lich, she is essentially what we would know as a cyborg.
That's so cool. Just saying personally, like, woof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do find, however, two almost like rubber band balls, but made of like strips of iron that Sam picks up as having some sort of magical energy to them.
Some sort of magical energy to this. I'm not too sure what though.
Sort of abjurative in nature.
Abjuration magic?
Sam actually would recognize what these are too.
Oh, cool.
So these are iron bands of Bolaro, and they are used quite often by the guard to apprehend people.
Ooh, interesting. So he will relay this to Ross, probably with some discomfort.
So
and he is specifically using the words "the wizards would do this" to distance himself from being a wizard in the past.
So it's basically a 3-inch in diameter sphere made of these bands, and you can use an action to speak the command word and throw the sphere at a huge or smaller creature you can see within 60 feet of you, where it will open into a tangle of metal bands and try to clamp down on them. You don't know what the particular command word for either of these balls are, but an identify spell could sort that out easily enough.
Excellent. Sam relays this to Ross.
Good find.
Would be useful. You find anything, Rivari?
This colossus is how Kira probably avoids the use of a phylactery, so she's not technically a lich.
That makes sense.
Was there anything you remember about her building anything like this to help Taven?
Sam thinks, but I believe Sam was completely kept out of the dark about what was going on. They was feeding him less information, I think.
Yeah, plus this is kind of out of Sam's remit as a guard, because he was mostly on he was primarily working with Zath, as well as I think it was Morden.
I believe so, yes. I'm sorry, I was supposed to be working with
guard.
Zath and Morden. I was kept out of the dark with this sort of thing. You know, it's not really my wheelhouse. I wish I had more information for you.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Rivari,
Yes?
this is probably a stupid question to ask, but are you alright?
She, stands up a bit straighter. We don't have time for that, really.
No. Well, just let me know if I can help you, for the good of the mission, of course.
I will. That's... Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, we're not too sure what might happen. Will you let me try something? It's purely protective, not the other thing, the mind thing.
Sure.
May I?
Sure.
And he reaches his hand out to touch Ross's shoulder.
Sure. It's
And
fine.
So Sam touches Ross's shoulder, and a small snap of energy, which is harmless, passes between the both of you. And if Ross is paying close enough attention, the energy settles onto one of her fingers, which is now a band of magic as in the shape of a ring there, I suppose. Which is Warning Bond, which he's used on her before.
Yeah.
She notices this, looks at the ring for a second, looks at Sam, looks at the ring, looks at Sam.
Was that the wrong thing? This is purely as, for the mission. Was that the wrong thing to do? I can dispel it. Your faith in me and my ability to not get punched in the face is astonishing. You've done a good job since I've been with you.
Ross gets a little weird and flustered, and she's like, we should see if there's another room with things we can
Yes,
sabotage.
absolutely. Let's do that.
And
then it's gonna...
It's probably at that point that everyone hears Caius's voice panic through their head. And we're going to jump to the scene that we recorded between Bertie and Caius. So, back at the entrance, Bertie and Caius, can I just get you both to roll me perception checks, please?
Absolutely. Cool. That is... Oh, I forgot Bertie's actually okay at perception. 24.
Okay.
Caius got a 17.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay, everything seems to be, at this stage, clear.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Good sign.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh,
I guess for the first couple of minutes, Caius is just going to be sort of keeping an eye out, trying to blend in as much as he possibly can. But he's not very good at it, so he'll just sort of, if there are any passers-by, he'll kind of just watch them for a little bit and then just try and mimic how they act, but very poorly. And he'll probably just give up on that after a couple of minutes.
Okay, roll me a performance check.
All right.
natural 20.
16.
But that's probably not too bad, because you do have a good charisma, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So was that 16 the total?
Oh, no, 16 was the total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, not bad.
Not bad at all, yeah. Excellent. I think also Bertie would have, when the others had headed out, he would have been quite trying to look confident, but quite tense, I think. He probably also would have actually, as they headed out, he would have probably, especially when there's less presence around here, would have subtly charged up his little blade. But he's not, after a few certain points, he's still looking tense, but he's not super watchful, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah. And as usual, with that perception, I suppose as well, his ears, because they swivel a little bit in certain directions, would be monitoring that. But yeah, he's tense, but he would just keep kind of looking over at to check on Caius as well, I imagine.
Okay.
But yeah, insight check.
You can make an insight check if you want.
I will. Let's see. That's an advantage, of course.
Yes, social graces.
Yep, got social graces. That was a natural 20 on advantage, so a 29.
So you read Caius like a book. You know him better than he knows himself in this moment.
Yep.
That's the checks.
So, Caius he's alert. He's trying to keep an eye on everything that's going on, but looking a little bit deeper, he seems almost like out of place. Well, I mean, he's obviously out of place. Look at him. But like he feels wrong. He seems uncomfortable.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Bertie will kind of like, he's still trying to pay attention to what's going on around and to see like any sign of any danger. He's kind of like hoping that he doesn't immediately get a message back from Anya being like, we are under attack in about 2 minutes. But he does watch for a moment, and then if Caius will continue to be watchful but tense, which is I think something Bertie might have, he did notice Caius was quite quiet on the way in, which I mean is good if you're sneaking. But yeah, again, they've spent a lot of time together, so he knows that kind of, he's probably seen Caius feeling like that before, I imagine, in other contexts. So I guess at some point he might be like, hey, how you going?
Well, yeah, I'm okay. Just trying to keep an eye out, I guess. How are you?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, wasn't super comfortable back then, but you know, I thought it would be safer for everyone if we kind of, you know, keep watch out here. But yeah, I noticed you didn't look so comfortable back then, I guess, too. It's okay if you were. As I said, I wasn't either, so... But it should be good. And looks like it's quiet so far, so that's good.
Yes, it does at the moment. Sorry, I don't mean to be quiet.
Oh!
I just don't... Well, I don't know what sort of help I can be here.
Yeah.
I'm very good in, well, when it comes to a good old-fashioned fight, I hold my own quite well. But this is, well, it's a lot different from what I'm used to. I don't know how to do a lot of the sneaking and the talking to find out things. I don't want to hurt my friends.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think it'll be fine. I know what you mean. I'm not good at that kind of stuff either. It's definitely more Anya and Neumann and Ross's wheelhouse, I guess. So I get it. I think that's normal to feel that way, and I mean, you know, I'm not so great at sneaking anymore, after all. Not after my old god said goodbye, and well, you know, over the year we've kind of talked about me losing my powers and then changing to me not being able to do stuff anymore, and you understand, but that's why I suggested we stick back here, because I think we're good at this, and the others, I know for me, forget I can't do the sneaky stuff that good anymore without my old god, so, but this is I think this will be a good choice. I hope it's a good choice. I don't usually want to, like, make choices for this kind of stuff because, you know, it just feels a lot like, well, especially Ross and Neumann's kind of thing, so, and well, as you said, you know, some people know that kind of stuff better, but I think this is good. We're good at fighting. And you can turn invisible, so that's a pretty cool thing.
I can. Yes, I was very excited when that worked in a proper fight.
Yeah, that was great. You did the thing.
Yes, and you did your thing as well.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
both did our things.
Yeah, it was great. Definitely makes the pain of the tattoo worth it. And also, we just look cool. It was awesome. Did you see the surprise on everyone's faces?
Yes, no, they were quite surprised. I forgot that no one knew.
Yeah, No, it was funny, and like even when we were a bit funny before in the forest, when we were having that dinner, and then you told Ross that you had the tattoo, and she like her eyes bugged out, like everyone just like no one knew, which was surprising for me. But again, I get it. But it was really funny. It's just a cool thing.
Well, yes. And I hope that will make it beneficial to.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be able to help. Obviously, I can't hold that for very long, but
Yeah.
if it can help in any way, then we'll give it a go.
Yeah, it'll be good. We got a good skill set. You know, you got lots of like nice surprises that, you know, we'll be able to sort it out. I think it'll just be easier that you're very good at running. I'm not so much, and I'm not very light on my feet. So I was thinking hopefully they can kind of figure out what's going on and then get in and out safely, and then, and also if there's any trouble, I was thinking, you saw the little eyebrow wiggling I was doing? That was, the paints we have. We could probably I don't know, get through something or something like that. I mean, it's not really helpful for the long hallway here, but you're good at running, so it'll be good.
Well,
So-
yes. No, excited to hopefully use that if we can.
Yeah, should be good. We'll be able to sort it out. And, there's a lot of cool things you're good at, and lots of good stuff to do, I think. So, you're yeah, it'll be okay, I think. And yeah, I mean, well, okay. What's the thing right now, I guess, that you can name that are good?
Sorry, what was the question? The mic cut out.
Oh, sorry, that's alright. Hey, can you name 3 things you know right now?
Oh, well, I know that we're a long way from Durham. I know that I can talk to a dragon if I need to.
That's pretty cool.
And I know that. Well, I hope that in my travels I've found a good group of friends.
You have. They're all your friends, and we'll make sure we'll keep them safe. I think, we'll be able to get to them quickly if they get in trouble. We got the earrings, so that's fine.
True.
And it'll be okay. As I said before, we got to make sure we can keep everyone safe, and I've been worried about Neumann and Ross and stuff like that. So, I'll it'll be okay. And hey, here's one more thing to know. One more for you. And he kind of just touches him on the shoulder. He's like, I'm here for you right now, and I love you. And I'll always be there for you, and I'll keep you safe. And you'll do the same for me, because we feel the same way for each other. We care about our friends. We'll make sure they're safe. And we deserve to have our after. So, it'll be okay. So we're here together now. And our friends will be safe. I made Anya promise she'd take care of them. And Anya's interesting, but she does also care about everyone else. And she's very good at making quick decisions when there's danger. So, she'll make sure that they get out of it. So it'll be good. So, but I think it's normal. I'm worried too. I can understand it. More and more kind of being here, I'm kind of realizing stuff that I'm not good at. There's putting people in danger, so I'm gonna work hard on that, but I think we'll be okay. So
Thank you.
just remember that.
And I do love. Well, I mean, obviously, it's not super comfortable being here at the moment, but I think it's good that I'm able to be here with you.
Yeah. No, it's nice. We make a good team, and as much as this situation is shit, and the whole Karass war thing that's going on is bad, and it's kind of scary just standing here waiting to see if things are gonna happen. Hoping that our friends are gonna make the right call, right decisions, there's no other place I'd rather be than right here beside you right now. So, I think it'll be okay. We can make sure that we'll get through it, and the others will get through it.
Yes. Even if we do come into a spot of trouble out here, I'm sure that we'll be perfectly fine. For I'm sure the two of us will be able to manage it.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I was I've been developing a new spell.
You have?
Yes. Well, sort of. It turns out it already was a spell, but I thought of it, and well, you remember when we were making a cake a very long time ago. And, and I got very excited with it, and then
it was so cute.
I went back home, and I thought I just want to make more cakes because I want to get better at it so that I can bring a cake to Bertie. So I bought a lot of the ingredients, and I made a lot of cakes, and it was very messy. And there was just stuff everywhere, and there was oil, and there was butter. There was a lot of butter just all over the ground. And then I tried to clean it up, but I got very excited, and then I slipped and I fell, and then I think I fell asleep because I woke up and it was dark. But that gave me an idea. That if I could somehow use that as a magical thing, I could make other people fall over. And that might work. So I spent a lot of time and a lot more butter on making a new spell, which I came up with, and I called it Butterfloor. And then I was very excited, and I ran up to my sisters. This was many days and weeks later. I ran up to my sisters and I said, "Look at this new spell that I came up with." And you have to have butter in your hand, which usually melts, so you've got to have it in a nice pocket and not hold it in your hand the whole time. I learned that very quickly. But you have to have the butter in your hand, and then you have to throw it in an area, and you have to yell Butterfloor. And my sisters were very impressed, and then they told me that that's already a spell, and they all know how to use it. And apparently it's called grease or something, and you don't have to yell anything exciting. And you don't need anywhere near as much butter. But
kind of like
that's there.
Bertie's just kind of like, he's like goes through an enormous range of emotions all at once, which is like he turns directly to Caius once Caius starts very excitedly talking about this thing. And then when Caius is like, I went to sleep, I guess, when I fell over. Little bit of horror. And then excitement again because he's been working on a spell, and then a little bit of like some unreadable expression when he talks about like his sisters being like, "Oh, cool. Also, that's already a spell." But he does grin once that's all. He's like, "That's incredible! You made a spell. Okay, it's as the similar components to a spell your sisters do, but that's incredible. That's amazing." Butterfloor, is it called?
Butterfloor, yes, because you have butter and you put it on the floor.
I mean, that sounds much cooler than just grease. Like, grease implies like any kind of grease. Like, Butterfloor is very descriptive. That's awesome.
But yes.
You made it. And you didn't die when you fell on the ground, so that's good.
No, I think I was just tired because I'd made a lot of cakes.
That's fair. No, that's incredible. I mean... Well, I've roped you along to help me with some spells once in a while, but yeah, I mean, that's basically how I've worked out my kind of stuff. Like, I'm really impressed with that. That's a really cool thing. And to create magic out of nothing, even if it is similar to another spell and involves butter and throwing it on the ground, is really cool. That's amazing. Especially, well... And he's already facing Caius anyway, so like he's paying more attention to Caius than anything else at this point. And he like taps him on the shoulder again, especially like considering the magic stuff before. So it's really good. Like it's like us, being able to like let off fireworks and stuff like that. Like it's just a nice thing to experience. And creating a spell all of your own it makes me really happy. I'm really glad. So that'll be great. So, if there's any trouble, if like Anya pings us or whatever and it's like, we need trouble, we're in trouble, Bertie, there are robot things in here. We can just we can go running in and you can just throw the butter there and it'll be great. Oh my gosh, that's why you got the stick of butter. Oh
yes.
Of course.
Yes, no, I ran out of butter. So I needed more. Well, I didn't run out. I had a large stash and a couple of bags, the saddlebags on Fredwood. But unfortunately, he's not here. So I needed to get more. And I'll,
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll stock up Fierlor with butter as well.
I suppose so, yeah. Well, I'm very chilly, so we can figure out some kind of preservative sort of thing so it'll last longer too. Well, I've got, ice magic and stuff like that. We can probably, combine that. It'll be perfect.
That would be a much better idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that cold, but I'm kind of cold, so that could work. But yeah, I think that's incredible. The fact that you were confident enough to make a spell and you got excited making cakes. You're very good at making cakes too. Like the one you made yesterday was really good. So you're very good at pretty much everything once you put your mind to it. I think it's really good.
Thank you. You taught me a lot. So.
Well, I would hope to. So it's been good. And again, I bet he kind of looks around quickly to see there's no danger. It's as I said before, there's no place I'd rather be, and we'll make sure things will be okay. And yeah, since there's no one here right now, can I kiss you just real quick? Is that okay?
I think that should be fine.
Okay.
Caius will slowly lean in.
Bertie will he has ascended step, so he levitates a little bit to bridge that gap. Does the little foot up that they do it. Little princess, yes. Little foot up, yes. I have a little smooch, quick little smooch, excellent. And then probably when they stop that, Caius will also notice once again, which Caius has noticed before happens quite a little bit, the little leaves that are on these little winter twig things sprout little flowers, little pink flowers. And then he kind of leans up a little bit more and just presses his forehead against Caius's, which I believe Bertie has explained to Caius previously when they were just very good buds. That's a very important thing for him. That's one the one positive thing he remembers from his family, his biological parents, I guess. And then he plops down. And then yeah, and then he just little laugh. Cool. So I look forward to Butterfly's debut from my very magically talented chef extraordinaire, extremely swordsmanship genius boyfriend. So I think it'll be great. And then just yep.
It's at this point, Bertie, that you notice something you missed before. A gem in the corner of the room, just kind of flashing slowly this red color.
Ooh. He probably literally when he does plop down, he looks just over Caius' shoulders huh. And then I guess he'll just tap grab Caius by the wrist quickly, like, hey, did you notice that before?
Notice what?
Over there, up in the... It's like a gem.
Oh. I'm sure that's probably terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to check for traps, so it should be fine, but I don't remember if that was there before or not, or... Is it just like flashing?
Just flashing.
Okay. I quickly look through the millions of spells Bertie has. Yes.
While Bertie is doing that, can Caius investigate the gem without like getting like close to it or anything? Just sort of figure out what it could possibly be with his incredible knowledge of both magic and technology.
Yeah. So roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. 7.
You have no. Actually, roll it with advantage.
Oh,
Ooh.
Just
Not 20.
16.
okay. Because I realized your family probably has something similar to these. These are like sort of security beacons.
Ah, goody.
And the fact that
Excellent.
it's flashing red means that security is probably on its way.
Right.
But it's just like rifling through a spell, like, I can try and identify it, like,
Oh, I've seen one of these before, or several of these before. Yes, no, we have them at my family's house. They're like a yes, a little thing. I don't really know how they work.
but patters up next to Caius to look up at it, like casually to like,
Yes, if we're ever in trouble, or anyone comes in that shouldn't, those things start to flash. And usually, it's very bad for anyone who's inside. So, seeing as this isn't our house,
And it's at that
I would
point
assume.
you hear as a blue and red beast charges through the door, flanked by several mages and soldiers. A strange, tall humanoid with kind of lizard-like flesh and a snake-like head, as well as several snake-like mouths across its torso, and a green, almost like a cross between, it's almost like an ape-like body with a dog-like head.
pickle time, I think, Caius.
Roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
This could only go well.
Oh no. Okay, what's mine? Oh, okay. 13.
These are the fun dice. No.
This is either really good or really bad.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh. So that's 11,
That's an 11.
but it also means you have disadvantage on your first check.
Oh.
Check or attack?
Any sort of check. So first D20 roll, I believe is the roll.
Ah, got it. Okay, cool. Ugh.
Yeah.
Problem, I got a low number, and Caius is like, well, we go down together. I must also be low number.
Oh wow, this is really cool. So all of these beasts rolled higher than the two of you.
Oh, no.
Excellent.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
You sound so pleased. Don't sound so pleased, Darby. You're so happy.
These are such cool creatures, and I haven't had the chance to use them yet because you guys have been so stealthy. These are for anyone keeping track of this stuff at home. These are, I'm calling them the Mage Slayers, because what they are called is very specific to the setting they're from. These are the Aeorian creatures from the Critical Role guide, from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount.
Oh boy.
So the Reverser, the green ape-like beast, charges towards... Highs is Caius, lows is Bertie. Lows. So charges towards Bertie. And leaps into you, biting at you and throwing 2 claws at you. So that is, so both the claws actually roll the same amount, which is a dirty 20.
Yep, that meets it.
That meets. And then the bite is a 26.
Definitely hits.
So the bite is
just too fast, but he cannot maneuver out of the way of it.
Yeah. So the bite is 11 points of piercing damage and 3 points of force damage, for a total of 14 damage from the bite. And then the...
Cool. That's all my temp hit points gone. Thanks, boyfriend, for the great carrot cake.
And then the claws are 10 points of slashing damage and 11 points of force damage from the first claw attack. So 21 from the first claw. Then 9 of slashing plus 10 of force for the second. So another 19 damage. So that's the Reverser's go.
How many of these creatures are there?
There's one Reverser. There's one Reverser.
Cool.
So that was something like, what, 50, 60 damage?
Yeah. Yep. That was a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I'm glad we've been sneaking up until this point.
Yeah. Next is the Nullifier, the yellow and orange snake-headed thing, with just massive hands. Massive tendrillous hands.
Sounds like a great night. Very fun. Excellent.
So it also gets 3 attacks.
Back in the day.
So this one's gonna go for Caius. I feel like that's missing a thing. Oh, I'm still on the Reverser stat block, sorry. But this one does still get 3 attacks, but it also has a thing called Horrid Gnashing. So that will apply when it gets to your turns. But you can hear the mouths of this thing gnashing incoherently. All up and down the torso. And it's gonna go up to Caius. And 1 bite, 2 claws. Yep. 1 dice.
Just a little nom. Also, there's a horrible Darby. Thanks, I hate them.
Yeah.
The bite
I didn't want to sleep tonight anyway.
The bite is a natural 2 for a total of 10.
Okay.
The claws, the lower is a 19, which I believe misses.
That does miss.
And the higher is a 22, which I believe also misses.
Also misses.
Lucky. Okay. Then the Aeorian Absorber, or the Mage Slayer Absorber. So it is and pounces towards again, highs or lows. The Caius. So one with actually it's gonna start with its ranged attack, because this is fun. So
fun for who?
So it's going to start with a mind bolt. So you see out of the back of, so on the tip of its tail, you can see it has this eyeball socketed in, and a bolt of magical energy leaps from that eye to your forehead, Caius, and yeah, that's gonna hit. That hits exactly 24.
Ow.
And yeah, you have a very harsh headache for a moment as you take 19 points of psychic damage.
Oh, that's the worst damage for Caius.
Yep. And then it rushes towards you and pounces at you with 2 claws.
Okay.
So that's a dirty 20 and a 24, so 1 hit, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So from the claw, you take 7 points of slashing damage and 5 points of force damage. That is the monsters. Bertie, it is your go. Can you roll me a wisdom saving throw from the horrid gnashing?
Okay. That's a 9, so a 19.
A 19, okay. That is a success.
Very wise.
Yeah.
So Betty kind of like is well, I mean, he's quite concerned because that creature was also attacking Caius, so that's a little like fun brain issue for him too. But he kind of like pushes through that. And then he is going to so I'll do bonus action first. So he's going to activate Tasha's otherworldly guise.
Okay.
Which then raises his AC a little bit, give him extra things. And
the nullifier is going to try to counterspell that.
Oh, okay.
But I rolled a 3.
Not today,
plus
nullifier.
Its charisma is a 4, so 7. So the spell still goes off.
Okay. Good.
You got
cool.
lucky.
Excellent. So as usual, Bertie kind of suddenly manifests that kind of celestial sort of energy, and like the little wings strap from his back. So I've got 1 creature in front of me, I believe.
Yes.
Or yes, cool.
And then you can see there are a bunch of like soldiers and mages in the room as well.
Oh. Alright, well I want to get rid of the creature first, so I'm gonna attack it with my Blade of Arcane Potential.
Okay. This is the reverser.
Which I have already souped up, so that's lucky.
What damage type?
Radiant, I guess.
Okay.
Tends to be his bread and butter.
Alright.
So that is it's a plus 15 to hit, and I rolled a 12, so a 27 to hit.
Okay, that definitely hits. Now I will get you to separate out damage here.
Okay, no problems. So that is, I'm just remembering myself. So it's 5d8 radiant damage and 1d8 plus 4 slashing damage. So I'll double check. So that's 8 slashing damage.
8
and
slashing
then
damage.
I will just set up 5d8s. One moment.
Fun fact, they are immune to radiant damage.
Oh crap. Okay. Then nothing else happens. The radiant damage just washes around it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So that was my first attack. And because Otherworldly Guise gives me 2 attacks. But I believe that's just, for some reason, cannot find the thing for Otherworldly Guise. But that's basically, can I just attack with my weapon with that one? My apologies.
Yes.
Haven't used it for a while.
Yeah, it's
cool.
It's just
well, I
weapon
guess
attack.
I'll just attack it again. It's a D8. Oh no. That's all right. That was a 6, so 10 slashing damage on his second attack. And Bertie's like, that didn't stick. Watch out. And that's all I can do for my round.
Yeah.
Well, that's not great. Not a fan.
Caius,
Good luck, Caius.
it is your go.
Well, this is problematic.
You have 2 beasts on top of you. Oh yeah, wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, great. He's good at those. 15.
15. That is just not enough. The DC is 16.
Damn it. What happens?
So
To my poor boy.
you need to roll me a D8 now.
D8.
Yes.
That is a 7.
As just the mad horrid gnashing just distracts you. And 7, you you cannot move, and you must use your action to make 1 melee attack against a random creature if one is within your reach. So you are basically next to Bertie, which means that there are 4 creatures within your reach. I'm gonna roll a d4. Actually, no, you roll the d4. So
don't make me do it.
So,
oh, man.
No.
I'm gonna apologize
So-
in advance, Bertie.
yeah. So I have numbers for each of them.
Okay.
It is the order of initiative.
Alright. That's a 3.
3. So you attack the absorber, which was the pouncing cat panther-like thing with the eye on its tail.
Oh! I've just realized what that creature is. I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So I just make
you
one attack,
You
and
make
that's
one
my...
attack, and
that's
is
my
your
action.
action.
Okay. I'm assuming I don't get like a bonus action or anything after that. It's just
no.
that's my turn. Okay.
That is your turn.
Excellent. Well, the natural 1.
Oh, yeah. So you are distracted and miss completely.
There's a lot going on right now,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. So the Thayan warriors, or stat blocks is Thayan warriors. So the Arcadian warriors. So they also have to make the save. So there's that. This first one is successful. Is going to rush up and... Oh, no, that's the wrong stat block I'm looking at. What? Nope, they fail. 4 is... They are stunned. Second one fails and is stunned. Third one fails and is stunned. Fourth one, what is their wisdom?
Wisdom rolls
Fails
cursed with bad dice rolls today.
and is stunned. So that's the warriors. There might be more of those on their way, but yeah, that's the warriors for now. Now the mages, there are 2 of those currently. Oh, do they have... They're not in... They should technically have advantage, so I'll roll 1 again for each of them. 2, 2. Oh, so one is not stunned. 1 is not stunned. Okay, and it's going to rush towards you, but yeah, you, Bertie, as the one with only 1 Mage Slayer
that's fair.
beast on you.
Okie
That does mean, yeah, it would be getting into a place where once this attack does resolve, you would get a Sentinel Strike, Caius.
Okay. Are they attacking
if you so desire.
melee at 30?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a natural 1 for its first attack. So
All ones to do for us.
if you want to make the strike now, then you can.
I'm actually going to save.
You're going to
my
save
reaction.
your reaction? Okay, second attack is dirty 16, so that is 21, which I believe with your spell up misses.
It doesn't hit. Yeah, that's it.
All
so
right.
he manages to maneuver his way out of its attack.
All right, now the mages. So that is a failure. So what do? They're stunned. And then that is a success for the second one. And they are going to cast on each. We'll go 2 to 1, 1 to the other. Caius seems less damaged, so 2 to Caius, 1 to Bertie. Scorching Rays.
I counterspell 1 on Caius.
Well, it's 1 spell, so that counterspells all 3.
Oh, I counterspell.
All right.
And I have to roll a percentile. No, roll a d20 or a percentile. I can't remember.
D20.
D20. 13, so that's fine, I believe.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. So Bay just manages to maneuver around, throws his hand out, and just sucks that energy directly into his arm.
Get a spell slot back. And we're up to the top of initiative again. The reverser is right on top of you, Bertie.
Not a fan. I'm a taken man. Please leave.
Okay. So
Caius is going to throw his shield in the way.
Okay, so that's your reaction.
Yes.
To grant does that disadvantage on all attacks? Or on one attack?
On the attack, so I assume it's just the one.
So it's one.
Yeah.
So are you putting that on the bite or one of the claws?
The one of the claws.
Okay. So one of the claws. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to take a photo of this.
Oh no.
I used my Legend of Vox Machina dice.
What have you rolled, Darby?
And I rolled. It's a little bit blurry because of all the light here, but I rolled a double nat 20.
Holy moly, you did!
God.
What? Does Matt Mercer personally want us to die? I think he does. I'm suing.
God. So that's one of the claw attacks. So that is going to be 18 plus 8, so 26.
Okay.
So 33 points of damage all up from one of those claws. I'm so sorry.
You're so pleased though.
How often do you roll a double crit?
I'm pretty sure I've never done that. That's
rolling
horrific
a crit
that our DM
with
managed it.
disadvantage. And then the other 2 attacks are not so lucky. So a natural 7 and a natural 4. I think the plus 8, so 15.
Yeah, it doesn't hit. I'm 22 at this point.
Yeah. Oh!
Jeez. So just one hit just manages to just maneuver under Caius' shield regardless. Oh,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. The nullifier is going to, on its turn... Oh, do I want to do this? Yeah. Actually, no, I'll wait. So it's going to do,
Not ominous at all.
Multi-attack against Caius.
With us.
Are we but mice to you, sir?
Multi-attack against Caius. None of those hit.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
The absorber. Again, multi-attack against Caius. And one of the claws hits.
Okay.
So that is 10 points of slashing and 2 points of force.
Oof. I'm looking pretty rough.
At what?
Is Caius looking okay?
Caius is looking at Bertie. That's what he's looking at.
That's
All right.
fair.
Speaking of Bertie, it is his turn.
Okay. But he doesn't look great. He's still okay. He's done a series of very quick trying to dodge out of the way of spells and attacks.
Wisdom save, please.
Oh yes. That is a 22.
22 is a success.
Yeah, I'm good at wisdom. A wise man. Done a quick succession of trying to dodge attacks. He looks quite just shoots like a look of like first like a mixed emotions, I guess, when Caius steps in to protect him. He quickly looks over Caius. I presume Caius is not at death's door at this point. Or no. So instead, Bertie's like, be back in a sec. His the little point on like his neck that you can see of the cherry blossom tree lights up for a moment. He's going to try and cast Steel Wind Strike.
Okay, the nullifier is going to try to counterspell.
Can I counterspell that
You
with
can.
my reaction for this round? Yes.
You can.
So I slurp that up.
Yeah,
and
no,
I regain
it
spell
doesn't matter.
slot.
It doesn't. It only casts it. It has it at will, but it only casts it at 3rd level. So
I did roll
Yeah.
a 5 though. For my unstable arcanum. Does that do anything?
I
Or is
think
that
I think it's
okay?
the. I think that does go.
Yeah, I think it might.
So, roll me a percentile, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna grab the handbook.
So that's 24 percentile.
24. Okay. So,
Mark that off, but I've gained that spell slot, which is a fun, tasty little thing. All right.
24 is. Your skin turns a vibrant shade of blue.
Okay. So
So
Bertie turns bluer.
it basically just looks like you're flushed.
Yeah, true. Just like what, which is understandable because Kai's swept in and protected him with his shield. So Bertie's like, be back in a moment. Immediately turns blue. But you can only either he's got a sudden bout of fever or he's blushing, and then would blink out as he casts Steel Wind Strike. So generally, I'll let you choose who he'll try and hit, Darby, but
Yeah.
basically Steel Wind Strike is like I can hit up to 5 people in range.
Yep.
So his whole goal is that he will make his way through the 5 closest enemies and then appear, he'll attack one of the creatures engaged with Caius last, so he's standing next to Caius at the
Okay.
end of it.
So that will be the 3 the 3 mage slayers and 2 of the warriors.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going to roll to hit each time,
Okay.
and then we'll deal the damage to... Do you want me to... It says like it's... Because it's 6d10 force damage on a hit a target takes, so I'll have to roll it separately for them too.
I'll, for the sake of simplicity, I'll allow it to just be the 1 roll.
The 1 roll. Awesome. So to hit, do you want me to do that separately though?
Yes.
Okay, so to hit, so first attack. Oh, okay. That was a nat 1, so 16.
If it wasn't a nat 1, it still would have hit. But nat 1's
Alas, okay.
So you missed the reverser.
That's all right. It wiggles out of the way. That's fine. Second one is 29 to hit.
Okay,
A little
yep.
bit nicer.
Yep.
So just mark off that one.
Slash into the warrior.
Yep.
Yeah.
33.
33, it will definitely hit.
Yep, so that's
Another
my 3rd
warrior.
attack. 4th attack is 28.
28, so that will definitely hit the absorber.
And then the last one will be a creature close to Caius, so I'm next to him. And that attack is a 33 to hit.
33.
again.
Okay. That also hits. So every
right,
target except for the reverse.
Damage time. All right. So I will do. I've got 3d10s here, so I'll just roll that one manually, and then we'll do that twice. So
The absorber is going to use its reaction for a tail ray. We
8.
will once you have your damage there, I will explain what that is.
No probs. So 9 plus 8 plus 2. That's 3, and then more. Okay, cool. Plus 6, plus 6, plus 8. Okay, so 39 points of force damage to each of the people I hit.
All right. So,
And then Bertie blinks back into existence in that moment in time, and that is his action. Do I have anything of the bonus action?
So, can you roll me a dexterity saving throw?
I can try.
So the absorber has a tail ray. When the absorber takes damage from a spell, the absorber takes only half the triggering damage. And if the spellcaster is within 60 feet of the absorber can force the caster to make a dexterity saving throw. Unless a save succeeds, the caster takes the other half of the damage.
Okay. So that is that's a 15.
That just fails. The DC was 16, so take 19 points of that damage then.
So just bounces back to him. So
Yeah.
he probably reappears next to Caius, but staggers, like, not mechanically, but just staggers back a bit as he's suddenly hit with that force of that damage.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And what can I do with my bonus action? Let's have a quick look. Sorry, just one moment.
Caius is on deck.
Yep. Ugh. That's fine. Oh, that's right. Because this is a tattoo, it doesn't count as a spell, does it?
No.
I believe we've discussed this.
It's the use an item action, not a cast a spell action.
Awesome. Cool. Then I am going to... I'll try and... I'll try and do that, I guess. I'm going to attempt to cast Wall of Light, which I have never cast before.
Okay. So...
Because the way I'm understanding is we have 3 creatures.
Yeah.
And then we have a bunch of people, like Wizards of the Ruins, lackeys coming to kill us. So I want to cast Wall of Light to block them off, basically.
All the lackeys?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, which would be great.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a concentration spell. Shimmering Wall of Bright Light appears at a point I choose within range.
Keep in mind, so is Otherworldly Guise. So if you bring that up, Otherworldly Guise drops.
Oh, my apologies. Yep, I forgot about that. That's not worth it. Yep, cool. All right, that is fine. I will... my apologies. I will instead... I don't know. I'll turn around and do Synaptic Static at the closest creature, or attempt to.
So that's hasting it, is it? Or...
So Synaptic Static is a spell, is an attack. They have to do an intelligence saving throw. So the closest.
It's an action usually, isn't it?
Oh yeah, spell.
But you can use your tattoo to speed it up.
You can just cut this out, Darby.
Yeah,
that's fine. I will use my tattoo to speed that up, so it's a bonus action. There we go.
Yep. All right.
The closest creature.
Is that a save?
Yes.
All right. Closest creature. So.
That's not Caius, obviously.
Yeah. So it would be I think the absorber was the last one you hit.
Yeah.
So.
Int save, please.
Yeah. That is a 17 minus 2, so 15, which I believe
it fails. So it gets 8d6 damage.
8d6.
So that was pretty good. So 33 points of psychic damage.
Nice. It's already used its reaction, so it can't
so
give
he kind
you
of
half of that damage.
Reappears, reels back as he's gotten that attack, and then just like pushes forward, and like Caius would feel that hum that he felt at the ball just like surge past him and into this creature immediately in like a really sharp bang because it's so close to him.
All right.
That's the end of his turn.
Yeah.
My apologies for the wait.
Caius, your go.
Right. How many creatures are right in my proximity?
2, a little further to the side is a third, the reverser. But the absorber and the nullified are right on you.
Excellent. What is the smaller of the 2 creatures?
Probably depends on how you define it. The nullifier is taller but kind of lankier. The absorber is quadrupedal, so it's lower down, but it's bulkier.
Perfect. The first one then, please.
So the nullifier.
I would like to go for the bipedal one.
Yep.
Because they are easier to push over.
Okay.
I make an attack with Cinderknock.
Oh,
that is
wisdom saving throw, please.
Yes.
Against its horrid gnashing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll use that d20 then that I just rolled. And I will use Indomitable to re-roll that.
Okay.
That is not a good roll.
I believe in you. Come on.
19.
That is enough.
Okay. Forgot about Indomitable, so let's mark off one of those. Okay, so I'm going to take... Sorry?
Sorry, no,
Oh,
continue.
I haven't rolled for an
My
attack yet.
apologies,
No.
yes.
So I'll attack the nullifier once. That is a 26.
26 hits.
Right. So that is not terrible. 4, 8, 19 damage.
19 damage?
There is cold in there as well. Do you want
Alright.
that separate?
No.
Okay.
Alright. Second attack.
I will use a bonus action to attempt to knock him prone.
Alright. So, that is...
So I'll use athletics, and you use either athletics or acrobatics. And it's a contested roll. That's a good roll. 29.
Yep, it is down. It is
Would like
knocked
to
onto the
stab.
ground. Alright, roll to hit with advantage.
That's a 19.
Alright.
Here we go.
Roll for crit.
Caius is back, baby.
He takes a while to warm up, but we got it. All right. So what is that normally? That's 20, 28. That's good. 32, 40, 48, 49, 59 damage
59 damage. Nice.
for my second attack.
Okay, it's looking shaky.
I stab him again.
Alright. Roll to hit.
Oh, I thought that was another 19. It's not. It was a 16. So that
Gonna
is
make up for the nat
31.
ones.
Yep, that hits.
All right. Oh, 3. There's a 7. What is that? 18
18 damage. Damage or? Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as impressive as 59.
No,
Alright.
not at all.
It's still standing, but yeah, shaky.
All right. I'm gonna action surge.
Alright. Still against the nullifier?
Yeah.
Alright.
Ooh. 8. What is it? Oh, it's 15. So that's a 23.
23.
To hit?
Yep, definitely hits.
Okay. That's 23 damage.
23 damage. Okay. Second attack. It's still still conscious.
Yep. Same to hit. So
Alright.
a little better. 10, 21, 25 damage.
25 damage. Alright. That is enough to you hear the gnashing stop. And you still have
Okay.
one more attack.
Caius.
With that last swing that I do, am I able to like use that to project myself around like 180 degrees and then in that like grab the javelin that's on my back and throw it?
Yeah?
Okay. I would like to do that and throw it into the mess of people.
Alright. Roll to hit.
That's a 17 to hit.
17.
The hit was the one, like, whoever is closest to the back.
Yes, 17 hits.
Okay. So, everyone within 5 feet to the left or the right of that line is hit with 4d6 of lightning damage. including the person that I hit with the javelin, and the person that I hit with the javelin takes an extra damage as well.
So roll the 4d6 first, so I can go through the process of doing that damage to everyone.
That is incredible.
Doesn't use it much.
It's been amazing since Caius has been a lot more defensively minded, so it's like, time to attack now? Murder time.
That's 13 lightning damage.
All right. So the warrior up in your faces and the one that Bertie hit before are downed. I'm just going to say it's a narrow enough space. All of them take this 13 damage. And then the poor mage at the back who takes the javelin damage.
Yep, so he takes the 13 damage as well for the lightning. And for the extra d6, I'm going to use this gorgeous little bee dice that Laura got me. So
you went with the javelin purely for that, didn't you?
I did. I was looking
good.
through at anything that I had a 6 on.
That's a list of fact.
5.
We both have the V dice.
5?
Yeah.
So
that
thrown,
is.
So you do add your strength.
Yes, I do. So that is. Sorry, I can't math. That's 13 damage.
13 damage. That is just enough to take them out.
Yes.
All right.
And that ends my turn.
Yeah. Dead warrior. So 2 warriors. They're free to do what they want now. So they're going to charge towards you, Caius.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is an 18, which will miss, and a 24, which just hit.
That hits.
So they do not much. 5 points of slashing damage to you. And then the second one. Nope, that's a natural 4 and a natural 8.
Okay.
And finally, the surviving mage.
If it changes anything, Caius was like angrily gesticulating and
you would have your shield off
growling
if you
as
threw
well.
The javelin too. So
javelin is one-handed when I throw.
Did you drop the sword then?
Oh. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I haven't rolled above a 20 except for that one that hit, but just
no, that's fair. Yeah.
for reference for this.
Would you have been able to have sheathed his sword, or not really in that time?
Not really in that time. It's
okay.
One
in
or
that
the
case,
other,
he's
basically.
Yeah, he's sort of rolled his back a little bit up his arm, and he's used that. But the shield is useless for this round until the next round, I guess. Yeah. Which is
about to happen. And the mage is gonna go with another scorching ray. It's gonna go 3 at you this time. Most of these, all of these miss.
Okay.
All right.
His AC is down to 20. It
yeah,
reduces 4,
the highest was a 13 plus 4. So the reverser, back to the reversers go. Top of initiative. It is going to multi-attack at Bertie.
Please do not. Would prefer not
the
to.
The lowest of those was a 16 on the dice. They are all plus 8.
Well, all of those will hit then, unfortunately.
So the bite is grand total of 25 points of damage.
Cool.
Would I be within range to do a sentinel attack?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because I've had my turn, so I've got my reaction back.
Yes.
Is that alright if I take that now then?
Yeah.
Okay. 25.
25 will certainly hit.
8.
Second attack is 20 damage. Because you're not going to do enough to take the reverser out. And the
31 damage.
Oh, sorry, that was the bite damage again. So second attack isn't 20. Second attack is 16.
Okay. Makes all the difference at the moment.
And then the third attack is 14.
Cool. Dirty does not look great right now. Loss of blood everywhere.
Okay. Then the absorber is going to do
31 damage as well, Darby. I don't know if you got
okay. 31 damage. Okay, the absorber is going to attack Caius with multi-attack. That is... The claws are going to miss, but the bite is going to hit. Oh, that's the reverses. That block. So the absorber... yeah, that's still... Bite is going to miss. Claws are going to miss. So, 5 plus 7, so 12 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. Bertie, it is your go.
Having a fun time right now. Okay. So Bertie is not looking very great right now. Oh, what do I do? He is going to, because I haven't had the chance to show this off yet, I have 2 charges of Steel Wind Strike, so I'm going to use that.
All right.
Because that's probably going to be more effective than me trying to heal myself at this point. So what I want to do again is I want to attack as many people, ideally 5, as I can in this range. And then, no, I still want to be as close as Caius as possible. So the last attack will be closest to him as possible.
Yeah, there are literally 5 targets at the moment, so.
Cool, awesome. I attack all of them.
Okay.
So, all right, I'll roll to hit those ones. My apologies. Also, anyone thinking about getting a really cool, like, shoulder tattoo? Yeah, it's very expensive. Okay, so to hit first one.
Yeah, knowing your AC, just roll the D6, the D20 5 times and tell me if you roll any natural ones. That's literally the only way you can miss any of these guys.
Okay, fair. I got a nat 2, but no nat 1s. So these are all going to hit. So I will now do the damage. Just one moment. 3d10.
Mitch, I've just got a reminder for you in the chat. If you can have a look at that.
So that is 9 plus 1 plus 4 plus 10. Nice. Plus 5 plus 4. Okay. So all of them take 33 points of slashing damage, I believe it is. Yes. And the buddy kind of plops down.
Can you roll me a dexterity save as the absorber?
No. Okay. Absolutely. We can do that. We'll see how that goes. Just one moment. Okay. So just double checking a feature I have real quickly. Sorry about that.
You do take out the mage with that though.
Awesome. That's great. Okay, cool. So I rolled a 15, but I have favored by the gods. So I can roll 2d4 and add that to that. So let's see how that goes.
Well, you can't fail in adding favored by the gods because the DC is 16. So even if you rolled 2 1s, you'd be at 17, which is just yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 4 in total. Yeah. So there we go.
Okay.
So this like divine remnant energy, I believe Feathers gave him, kind of pulses around Bertie.
Yeah. And
pushes that energy away. But he kind of like pops there. It was the Caius like we need to contact the others. This is not. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this. We have to get out of here. I'm sorry. That's all I can do on his
Caius, it's your turn. left. There are 2 warriors and 2 beasts. One of the beasts is shaky, the other, the one that keeps kind of absorbing and lashing out the damage back at Bertie, are still standing. You notice from having done damage to it yourself that the beast only really lashes back damage when the damage comes from a spell.
Okay. Damn it. With using the earrings, is that an action or a bonus action?
Bonus action if you're just using message.
Okay.
That's okay. It's an open channel.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they're technically close enough for that message range.
We hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, before Caius takes any actions, I think he's gonna take the advice of Bertie and use the messenger earrings and try and contact the rest of the party. If you can hear me, we need help now. This was a coordinated attack. They're too powerful. We've both taken hits and we're struggling to get close enough to fight back. We're running out of options here. And Caius is going to look over at Bertie and just, please come back. And he's going to use his action to pump all of his lay on hands into Bertie.
Oh. Okay. The reverser's going to use its reaction. I'm so sorry. When a creature that the reverser can see within 30 feet of it regains hit points, the reverser reduces the number of hit points regained to 0, and the reverser deals force damage to the creature. 15, so Bertie is still standing.
Okay, cool. So what does that look like?
Yeah, you see as like the energy is kind of siphoned off of Bertie and hangs over his head and turns this sickly green before slamming back into him.
Oh, and then yeah, he would just double over instead. And yes, I suppose in that could be like, it's always okay, something's wrong, it must be the magic. That's fine. You messaged the others, so they should be back soon. It should be okay.
So
We'll get out of here.
that I believe is your turn.
That's everything I've got.
Yeah. The guards who are still standing are going to essentially, one's going to grant the other advantage to try to grapple you, Caius.
Okay.
What is your total?
14. I rolled a 2.
15.
The dice today!
10 plus 5. So you are grabbed from both sides by these 2 warriors and dragged out as we go back to the top of initiative. And the reverser goes to attack Bertie with multi-attack. And that's a natural 19 on the bite.
That will
It
hit.
does first, which I'm not going to worry about rolling. Actually, I need to re-roll those claws because you're only on 2 hit points. So that will down you no matter what. And so these claws have to be at advantage.
Okay.
And the spell is gone.
So will I say before you roll that then,
Yeah.
if Caius has been grappled and been dragged, probably Bertie will be like trying to move to like stop them or like grab them back, I guess. And that's probably it's an easy opening then for this creature, because that's Bertie's focus completely taken away. And I imagine probably the second that he hits, I don't know how much time he would have, probably a couple of seconds, I suppose. Because I don't think this is going to be particularly good for me personally, especially if Caius is being dragged away right now. Bertie's going to just yell out, Caius! And then if he can, probably before he passes out from that first attack, whatever the hell you're doing now, is going to go, wherever they're taking you, I'll come for you. And then he'll pass out to do whatever you're saying about.
Caius,
which I don't have a very good feeling about.
You see as the reverser continues to claw into Bertie's now limp body. The first claw misses. The second hits for an automatic 2 death saves. And then the absorber goes in to finish the job. And bites down, and Bertie is dead. You, Caius, are dragged out of the door as you see the reverser and the absorber kind of join the guards to flank you.
I think Caius would just sort of be a little bit limp for a bit. Sorry, he's going to shake his head a bit. No. And he's going to try with all his might to wreak whatever pain he can on the people that are bringing him away to try and get free and get back to Bertie.
Do you have anything you can do that with?
Just fists and sheer fury.
Which, unfortunately, I don't think with them 4-1 and more guards encroaching, I don't know if there's much you can do there. You see as a higher ranking mage approaches and flicks their wrist in a sort of arcane gesture, and you find yourself in an unfamiliar space, dungeon-like. Your equipment, not on you.
Bertie? Are you here? Please?
I don't think that's where we leave that scene. Back with the party infiltrating, you've just heard this voice of panic from Caius, what do you want to do?
Ross turns to Sam immediately and says, "It's gone wrong. We have to get out. We have to get back to them."
Understood. Okay, let's go.
Anya, Neumann.
Anya taps the earring and she's like, "Yes, I heard. Quickly." And she taps Neumann, and she's gonna cast Featherfall again, on all of them. And she's like, "We have this for a minute. Let's go."
Yeah. So, I take it you exit the room and you jump out and fall immediately to the ceiling at a gradual pace. Yes, Neumann.
As far as I'm aware, the mechanism should still be in the zero gravity position with the rod of holding it. Is that what we did?
No, the rod was just on the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah. So you levitate up towards the ceiling. Through
Anya, as soon as we reach the ceiling, she switches it around to oh no, I think I'm confused. Because zero gravity shouldn't. It's
reset. It's been more than a minute. You've reset to reverse gravity.
Yep, okay.
So it's 1G. In reverse.
Yep. No, just me getting confused. She very quickly switches the dial so that it's zero gravity again. And she's going to shout to Neumann. She's like, "Grab your rod, we're leaving." And she's going to cast Gust.
Okay. Are you adjusting the position of the dial to 0G?
Yeah, that it's zero gravity.
Okay.
And then she's going to cast Gust to sort of push us quickly to the roof/floor.
Okay. So read me quickly the description of Gust.
So Gust, hold on, I'm just pulling it up. You seize the air and compel it to create one of the following effects at a point you can see within range. One medium or smaller creature that you choose must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed up to 5 feet away from you. You create a small blast of air capable of moving one object that is neither held nor carried that weighs no more than 5 pounds. The object is pushed up to 10 feet away from you.
I'll say because it's 0G, you can affect anyone.
Well, yeah, it's a cantrip as well, so she'd just keep casting it.
Okay, so it's gonna take a while. Is anyone else doing anything to aid in this as well?
Well, it's only an action, which is 6 seconds. So
yeah.
She only has to do it 4 times.
Yeah, no. As soon as we start floating up, Ross goes, "Fuck!" and she's gonna grab onto Sam and try and grab onto the rope and try and pull herself back down to the ground.
Yep.
And then
roll me a athletics check. I'll say with advantage because of the gust going on.
Yep. Okay, athletics. 20. No. What's 17 plus 7?
That is 24.
Yeah, cool.
So you basically managed to get just around about a fifth of the way through, probably a little bit further with Gust. So you're probably about a quarter of the way up with that first one.
Is Sam blushing, Darby?
Probably.
I'd say he would be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Neumann, what are you doing in the effort? Sam's probably doing this putting the same amount of athletics in, but that's incorporated into the advantage.
I guess if a Neumann can he just get Zoot Suit out at the immovable rod and just for him to chill there, and then meanwhile Neumann is just going to dash up the rope if possible.
Okay.
Basically get to the end and hopefully
with your climb climb speed
just sort of guide the rope.
Yeah.
Like he did last time, just quicker.
Yeah. So it doesn't take you collectively too long to get to the base, or to the top, which is the floor, and kind of throw yourself into the out of the anti-gravity effect, and you bolt down that narrow corridor, and into the little closet room, where you find a terrible sight.
Before that terrible sight, there is another terrible sight as Neumann quickly threads all of the rope into his bag of holding like a person sucking on a spaghetti noodle.
Can I,
To deactivates the immovable rod and brings it back to Neumann.
Can I also, and it's okay if you say no, can I retcon that as they were leaving the room that the construct was in, Anya would have waited to be the last to leave and then cast Shatter, like in the room?
Yeah, is Shatter a con save?
Not if... so is that technically a magical object?
No, yeah, it's...
Because it hasn't been activated yet?
It is a magical object.
Then it has disadvantage on the saving throw, and it's a con save 18.
Okay. Yeah, that is cocked. Okay. Roll the damage. And
so she would have cast it at a 3rd level.
Yeah.
Because she's wanting to do as much damage as possible, which I believe would be 1d8, so 4d8.
I believe it does save, but it still takes essentially double damage because it's an object, I believe.
Yeah.
So basically, it'll take
evens
the full.
out. So 19 points of damage,
19
which
points of
isn't
damage.
a lot when it's got 500 hit points, but it's something.
It's something.
Might have crumbled off some dislodged part. Yeah. Anyway, horrible sight. Let's go.
All right. So yeah. So when you get into this entrance hall, it is the aftermath of a battle has been here, and you see the door is. Well, no, the door wouldn't still be open because it's a portal. There is many signs of a struggle in here. There are magic blasts on the walls, and as your gaze goes down, you see the sight of Bertie on the ground, a pool of blood underneath him, and the color has drained from his face. On the opposite side of the room, Caius's shield lays discarded on the ground. Caius himself is nowhere to be seen.
Anya, she would have immediately, as soon as she could sort of hear... can she hear Bertie breathing, actually? I should probably ask that.
Roll me a medicine check.
This is just for her to hear Bertie breathing at all, not even for anything else. Because otherwise she won't know whether he is even there. She won't know anything.
So, okay, yeah, I'll allow for this. I'll allow perception check. Yeah.
Do you want me to roll?
Actually, no, because of your perception bonus. Yeah, Bertie is not breathing.
Okay, well then she doesn't know. She doesn't know what's happened. She can't tell anything, so she can't see.
I guess.
Yeah, no, that's was the purpose of that.
You don't hear anyone breathing. Well, you hear three beings other than yourself breathing.
Yeah.
As far as you're aware, there should be 5 other than yourself.
What's happened? Where have they gone?
Bertie,
What's going on?
Anya would only have had 2 people breathing, because as soon as Ross saw that, she stopped. And then she would run straight to Bertie, and she's gonna.
Oh, that's the other thing. There are a couple of watch member bodies strewn around as well. But because of the familiarity of it, your eyes are immediately drawn to Bertie's body and the shield.
Yeah. So Ross runs over. She's gonna put both hands on the other side of his face, and she's checking his pulse.
Roll me a medicine check.
Yeah, she's
to see if you're doing it
checking
correctly.
To see if he has a pulse, and also, actually, I'm going to use my pink dice. It's Bertie. To see if he has a pulse, and also to see how long he has been there. 18.
Okay. Yeah, there is no pulse.
I
And I can't tell how long he's been there.
For an 18,
Is he cold?
no, he is cold. But also, Bertie was in his winter Eladrin form. He was cold as it was.
Well, yeah, Ross is holding his face. She goes, Bertie, Bertie, Bertie! And on the last one is, yeah, she's gonna use a wish.
Okay.
As this is happening, Anya, she's kind of getting a little bit frantic, and probably around the same point that Ross sort of peaks in calling Bertie's name, Anya just sort of not shouts, but in that sort of panicked sort of way, she's like, "Will someone please tell me what the hell is going on?"
So I guess Neumann will be the one to step up and just say that, well, this isn't good at all. It looks like Bertie is laying on the ground dead, and Caius is missing.
So, for the wish spell, there is no 8th level spell that resurrects a creature. There is a 9th one, which is true resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
There is the next highest that falls under the remit of wish is resurrection. Now, usually this would require a ritual. This would require a ritual. It doesn't require the diamond because you're using wish, for one thing. We are going to jump to something before we resolve that. It's Bertie. You find yourself in a familiar location. You've been here once before. This is Arborea. This is where you went with Caius to seek out Teddy. More importantly, for the situation at hand, this is what you know as the Elfin Afterlife. This is where good elves, heroic elves go. And even elves that have just lived a decent life, but you fall under heroic. You fall under heroic. You saved the multiverse. But it is where most elves that aren't just horrible people go when they pass on.
Incredible. Can I feel anything? Am I standing? Am I floating?
Immediately you are standing.
So it kind of takes a couple of moments to just get his bearings, and then he just kind of takes a beat to understand where he is now compared to where he was. And then he kind of starts to shake, which is what he does when he starts to have a little panic attack. And then he kind of like seems to like get quite wound up, and then he's like, no, I need to help him. Where is he going to? Where is he? Caius, I need to get back.
Yeah, your last memories are of Caius being knocked unconscious and dragged out of the tower.
I need to get back. What's happened? Where am I?
As you yourself were knocked unconscious and evidently slain.
Yeah. Where am I? I'm here. And he just kind of like just looks around.
You hear a familiar voice in the distance. Something tells me you won't be here for long, Bertie. And you look around for a moment before you see the familiar figure of Fethus approaching you. Resplendent, gleaming black robes. As he approaches you, arms behind his back, walking very calmly towards you.
What's happened? Is Caius safe?
It is uncertain.
Is he alive?
Yes.
Am I alive?
At the moment, no. But your friends are in the process of calling you back.
Of course. Of course. I see.
Whether you want to return, it's up to you. It's always going to be up to you.
He kind of like steps, like looks around at Arborea. He's like, I have to. Fethus.
Yes, Bertie.
Why did you come here?
Because as much as you are no longer a cleric of mine, I do have some responsibility over you as a deity. You are one of my followers. You might not be the most devout follower, but I've never called for that.
No.
And in the past year, you have followed my teachings, whether you did it to follow my teachings or whether you did it to seek the betterment of yourself. But in seeking the betterment of yourself over the past year and a half, since you shed the shackles of Zorthram Tathara, you have worked to better yourself. And that is all I ask of those who would follow me.
I wouldn't have said it before. Still feels hard saying it now, but I do think I'm a better person.
You are, Bertie.
But it wasn't enough. I wasn't enough, and I won't be enough because I need to save them, and I need to save him. Fethus.
Yes, Bertie.
I know you don't like doing stuff for like the little people, but you're here anyway. Can we make a deal?
I would be amenable to that. Bertie, I help those who I can, and those who help themselves. There is limit, of course, to what we can do with the barriers placed between the material plane and the planes of the divine. But we place our small miracles out into the world where we can.
Yeah. Well,
What
I'll
is
help
it?
you. By choice this time. Forever. Give me this last chance. Give me the chance to help him. Help them. I'm begging you. That's all I
And
can do now.
he manifests this ethereal, somewhat amorphous blade in front of him. Like, it's in the shape of a pointed cross,
Okay.
with his hand kind of delicately floating and the blade floating above the hand. And he gestures his hand out, and the blade, the hilt of the blade rotates out as if he is offering it for you to take a hold of.
Okay.
I think this is appropriate to where your journey has taken you. To become a protector and a warrior and a hero.
That's where they've all taken me.
It's a role you should be proud of, Bertie. I know I'm proud of you for the roads you've taken.
Bertie kind of like, I probably imagine he just hasn't been, even though he's been reacting in like quite a large way, he hasn't been like emoting big because he's spirit right now. But like he does tear up. He's like, oh. And then like kind of just like he does like start to cry, and then he just like wipes his eye off like roughly. He's like, cool, okay. This will be enough. It has to be. I don't know what's happening to them. I don't know where he is. So this will be good. This will be a good partnership. Right? An equal one this time.
Yes. And one much more suited to your skill set.
Well, I've gotten better at a lot of stuff lately. Okay. And then he will reach
Okay.
out and take the sword.
Yeah. Alright. So, back on Fierlor. As Ross expends... So this is from the ring, is it?
The Ring of Wishes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. This healing energy disperses out from the ring, and the body of Bertie floats up as this energy starts to permeate through it. And it's going to take a little while, as the spell does take an hour to cast. And
Oops.
it might be accelerated a little through it being a wish casting, but we still
Sorry to the rest of the party if you're
quick-
hour-long panic
well,
attack.
there is a resurrection ritual involved in which I need 3 people to contribute to petition the soul of Bertolt Baywerin back to his body, or
It's got to be everyone
to
except Sam,
ease,
huh?
yeah,
Sam's just standing there
ease,
awkwardly.
If Sam even attempts to step near
To-
Bertie's body,
to-
Anya's like, daggers.
to
Go on.
ease the soul's passage back, to petition the soul to return.
Okay.
So, each of you, in your turns, tell me what you want to do, or tell me what you are doing, and I will tell you what to roll for it.
Well, to start with, like, once Bertie's body starts floating, because Ross didn't even really know what spell she was doing, but as soon as it happens, she realizes, and she will kind of almost numbly explain to the others that we have to petition Bertie's soul to come back. And then you two can go first. And then she's just going to sit down on the ground and lean against Sam's leg, wherever he's standing.
Anya, pretty much as soon as she found out from Neumann what was happening, she's just fallen to her knees and she's quiet. She's got like tears streaming down her face, but she is completely silent.
Neumann uses Thunder Wave. No, jokes. If you can use it, I was just seeing if there's anything I can use to maybe do a smaller effect. You know, not one super loud and all that, but I don't think you can. So instead, Neumann will be going up next to Bertie and examine the wounds, make a full assessment of the damage done. And he will start off by saying that you've been through a lot, Bertie, and I really hope you can hear this. You've taken down gods, essentially, and I know you have been through a lot more trauma and a lot more hurt. I have no idea what happened, but I don't think even the Magisters teamed up together could fully take you down. So I'm not sure entirely what happened, but I think that you can easily bounce back from this. And honestly, I think we need you to. I personally wanted to come here, and I guess looking back on it now, it was a bit of a suicide mission. Make as much change as I could without any regard for myself, but now I have a lot more people that care for me and that I care for. And you're up there. And I honestly don't want to lose you, and I can't do this without you either. And I just need you to come back. As he does whatever mending he can with the tools he has.
Okay.
Physical wounds or whatever.
Yeah.
And he will also maybe, I don't know, get a potion ready if that's enough, if
Yeah.
that's allowed.
Well, yeah. So we'll call this as you try to kind of patch over the wounds a bit to help facilitate. We'll call this a medicine. We'll call this a medicine check.
Mm-hmm. 14.
14. Okay. All right. Who is going next?
So, Anya, she hadn't said anything, but she speaks up and she's like, Ravari, I need a bit more time.
That's all good. It's all good, Anya. Ross, like, she has to hold on to Sam's hand to pull herself back up. And she, like, cracks her neck just to feel something. And she goes up to Bertie's body, probably while Neumann is still doing his thing, and does kind of shoulder bump Neumann. And then she's gonna brush the hair back from Bertie's face as he hovers there. And she's gonna say, I really don't like being on the other end of this. For once, Bertie, you've left me completely speechless. Only you could. I need you to come back. Not just selfishly, Bertie. You're one of the best friends I have. And I never wanted to put this on you, but I don't know if I could have done this past year without visiting you and teaching you the lute and all those stupid times we got drunk under the stairs. You make me a better person. You make me a happier person. And I don't know if I can live in a world you're not in. Please. Please. We can't do this without you.
All right. Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay, Laura, can you pick a number between 1 and 13?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was that a persuasion?
Yes.
26? I rolled a 14, so that's actually quite low for us.
All right. All right. Finally, Anya.
Anya, after Ross finishes, she's quiet for a moment longer. And then she pulls at a cord around her neck until she has the vial with the contact lenses, and she pulls them out, and she sits by Bertie. She's holding them, and she says it real quietly, in a way that only if the others were really trying to listen that they would hear. But she, whispering, she's like, Bertolt, Berwain, this is not what we agreed on. You and I don't talk about things in the same way others do. But in doing this together, we made a promise. A promise to a future not just for us, but for the ones we love. You are my best friend, Bertie. You are safety, and you are home to me without it being some form of oppressive or overwhelming force. You are just home to be around. I need this. And she pulls up her arm, the sleeve of oh no, hold on. she isn't wearing sleeves. I forget that she looks different now. She brushes at the symbol she has tattooed on her arm. And she says, "You made this promise with me." And she gently sort of sits forward and she pulls off one of Bertie's boots so that his ankle is exposed. And it's there's a tattoo there that is matching exactly to the symbol on Anya's arm. She's like, "This is our future. This is their future too. They need you. And I need you so that I don't fuck this up." And she puts her contact lenses in and goes up to Bertie's face and just brushes a bit of hair by his ear. And she's like, "I will not spend another day watching the people I love die. I can see you now, Bertie. So you better make good on that promise."
Roll me. I've been teetering back and forth between persuasion and intimidation for this one. Roll me an intimidation check.
Where her intimidate is?
It is
Oh,
a
God.
plus. It is a +4.
These are both not fantastic for her.
No, believe it or
Flash
not.
of genius, +7.
Cool. Then in that case, it's an 18.
18. Okay. So, now, between the wish and the divine intervention, I am also going to be rolling this at advantage. I have 2 dice in my hand. We're transitioning to battle cam for the dice tray.
Dice tray cam.
The DC is 5. Double 11s.
Nice.
And there is this blast of light as the healing energy radiates off of Bertie and gently drifts him back down to where
And
he
Anya
was.
is instantly blinded again.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But it's only for a moment before you kind of blink it away. And Bertie, it takes a moment, but the breath comes back to your body. And that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
Sorry for listening, guys. I need to go
Thank you for
dissociate
listening.
for an hour.
I need
Also-
to lie down.
Also, talk about fail forwarding. You guys level up.
Hey.
You've achieved a lot since your last level up.
We cried enough. We level up.
And also there's a lot of well, you've made it through the wilds. You've I don't think you've leveled up since before the theater.
Yeah.
Or you might have
Okay.
leveled up
Combat.
just after the theater.
Sam levels up out of pure awkwardness.
Yeah.
He's just,
Yeah,
just
he's-
like, oh, do I come to
Sam
it?
spent the whole hour would open his mouth to say something, and Anya would just radiate this aura of shut the fuck up.
He's just
Anyway,
kind of
sorry-
like
sorry for
standing
listening.
next to Bravari, like.
Yeah. So,
Sorry for listening, everyone.
Thank you for listening,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I really wish it had been a reincarnate, though. You could have come back as like a lizard person or a gnome.
That would have been great.
Come back as like a kobold. Hi guys.